Alright, so tonight's lesson is lesson 49, and we are doing multiple step word problems. Now you're going to have 3 problems, and I know it's kind of a lot of writing, but you do not have a lesson practice at the end, so it's going to be worth it. Okay, so the first problem I have at the very top is just kind of an example of what we're doing, except we're going to be working with words. So, as you know, we've talked about it many times before. If I were just to do this problem, 10 minus 6, I get 4, minus 3, I would get 1. If I were to just do it straight across, my answer would be 1. But that is not correct, and the reason is because we have to do something first. 6 minus 3 is 3. 10 minus 3 is 7. Okay, and this is kind of what we're doing. We have to answer a couple different problems first before we can come up with our end answer to our problem. Alright, so we have our first one, and it says, Nora is 5 years older than Bella. Bella is 3 years older than Zane. Zane is 15 years old. How old is Nora? So I wrote down, what is our goal of this problem? What are we trying to find out? And we're trying to find Nora's age. Okay, so that's what we're trying to find. Now, there are a couple ways that you can do this. I do want you to do it the same way that I do, and where it's kind of with drawing a picture. Okay, so I go back first and I look at my problem and I say, what do I know for sure? And what I know for sure here is that Zane is 15 years old. Okay, that is something for sure that I know. So what we're going to draw over here, we're going to draw, it's going to look like this. Okay, and this is going to be Zane's age, and he is 15. And then this part says Bella is 3 years older than Zane. So let's draw Bella, her rectangle here. This is Bella. Okay, and we know that we don't know Bella's age yet, but what we know is that she, from here to here, is 3 years. Okay, for them to be the same, we have to add on 3 years because Bella is 3 years older than Zane. So if Zane is 15, we add on 3 years. How old is she? She's 18. Okay, awesome. Now let's look back at our problem. Nora is 5 years older than Bella. Okay, so I'm going to draw over here. Let's draw Bella. Okay, this is Bella. And we know Bella is 18 because we found that out. Then let's draw a rectangle for Nora. Okay, from Bella's age to Nora's age, it says Nora is 5 years older. Okay, so we're going from Bella's age here at 18 all the way up how many years? 5. And then we will be at the same level as Nora. So how old is Nora? Nora is 18 plus 5. And when you do 18 plus 5, you get 23. So this is Nora. She is 23. So your answer, find Nora's age, 23 years old. Okay, so there are a couple different ways. Now I know some of you can work that problem kind of mentally, some of you might just want to jot down numbers, but this is a good way to draw a picture to show, you know, Bella is this age and we have to go up 5 years, and to see that you have to go up 5 years and add them. So if you want to do it a different way, do it this way in your notes, but sometimes on your homework you might do it a little bit differently. Okay, the next one. We're going to do a couple different steps for this one. Talia earns $16 for every hour she works. If she works for more than 8 hours on a day, she earns $24 for each hour over. Talia worked 10 hours. How much did she make? Okay, so it's something called overtime. So when she works 8 hours, she gets paid that $16. But if she happens to stay later and work a couple more hours, then she makes a little bit more. She makes $24 for those extra hours. Okay, so we're going to do step 1. And the step 1 is to find, write this down, find her pay at $16 an hour. So we know, if she works 8 hours, okay, she's going to make $16. So she worked 8 hours for sure. 8 hours times her $16. And if you do that math problem on the side here, you will get $128. So if she only worked 8 hours and she made $16 for each hour, she would make $128. But she worked 10 hours. So, step 2, find her pay at $24 an hour. Okay, so if she works 8 hours, it's 16, but she worked 10. So how many hours are we missing? What's 10 minus 8? She worked 2 hours over. So when she worked those 2 hours over, she made a little bit more. She made $24 an hour. And if you do 24 times 2, $48. Okay? What's step 3? Find the total pay. And that's just kind of simple. We take how much she made at $16 and how much she made at $24 and we add them. And when you do that, you get a grand total of $176 for 10 hours. Okay, and this is our third and last example. What I want you to do is pause your video and see if you can do it by yourself. See if you can figure it out. I've set up my INE to help me separate, each person and on how many minutes they studied. Whatever way works for you. If doing different steps works better, or if drawing a picture works better, I want you to try it yourself and then play the video and see if you ended up getting it correctly. So go ahead and pause it. Okay. Last night, Isabella studied for twice as long as Nicholas, and Emma studied for 10 minutes more than Isabella. Nicholas studied for 40 minutes. How many minutes did Emma study? Now, I know when you look at this, you get kind of overwhelmed because there's so many people and so many things going on, but the best way to do it is to find out what you know for sure. And what you know for sure is Nicholas studied 40 minutes. Okay, that's for sure. So I'm going to go ahead, and this is my N, my Nicholas. How long did he study? 40 minutes. And sometimes I like to go backwards and kind of work my way back. So I'm going to read the sentence before it. It says, okay, last night Isabella studied for twice as long as Nicholas. Ooh, right there, that's a good one. Okay, you know Nicholas. So Isabella is 2 times Nicholas. And when we do that, we find out that what's 2 times 40? She studied for 80 minutes. Okay? Now I need to go back and find out the next part. Emma studied for 10 minutes more than Isabella. Okay, what do I know Isabella? Okay, so I'm going to 10 minutes plus Isabella. Okay? Well, what is Isabella? Isabella's 80. 10 plus 80. 90 minutes. You might not have done it this way. I like to work through my word problems and pick out the information that I know. But your answer, how many minutes did Emma study? Emma studied for 90 minutes. And you do not have a lesson practice, but we will be practicing these word problems in class.